Did you know 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime? Or that an average of 24 people per minute are victims of rape, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner in the United States? Today we're speaking with Patricia and Reginald Wade, the founders of RAD. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, if you would, please tell our viewers about your organization.
Bradshaw is a nonprofit organization that brings awareness to the public at large. We bring advocates together in addition to the public, where we conduct a rock concert, a series of rock concerts to bring awareness to domestic violence.
We're not only doing these benefit concerts, we want to bring advocates together, but we also want to bring survivors out, because quite often domestic violence is looked at as a dirty little secret.
Yes.
So that's part of it. And just like I knew domestic violence happened, it really was not at the forefront of my mind. So what we want to do is put it in the forefront of your mind. That's why our mantra is, it's all about awareness.
So how did this benefit concert concept come to mind?
Quite often people would come to a concert quicker than they would come to hear an advocate speak about domestic violence.
Absolutely. What is your goal for tonight's event?
A lot of the organizations address domestic violence after the fact. They address the survivor. And what we're looking at is getting hold of the millennials, those that are in high school, those that are in middle school.
It's all about how you think. If we can, and as part of going to the root of things in the prevention, change mindsets so that females will know your value.
In addition to being founders of Rock Against Domestic Violence, you're also members of a band called Lannon's Call.
Yes.
Please tell our audience about your band.
Lannon's Call is a rock band, and because that's the type of music that we really enjoy playing, singing. It's music with a message. We call it Electric Church.
Coming to the stage, Pluto no more.
Police searching the sugar government takes. It's really only number hundreds in race. All the stuff that we have all got to share. So stand up now and speak up if you were there. Right now, I don't hate you if you don't think. You say you will know that way up, yeah. I won't say you will be up that way ever here. You say you will know that way up, yeah. I will be safe. Battle day. All the promises are all on the boy. The president will use another good boy. Fully on all things are not what they seem. And I can't win when I'm alone on this team.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Take the Fall.
I'm haunted by the memories of my past. Twisted revelations I learned but never last. I constantly wonder where I lost myself. I'm throwing out a lifeline. I'll admit I need some help. Oh, it's all coming down on me. I have realized that nothing's fair. This life's a ghost and I'm running scared, blind and unaware. I wanna find the reason old enough to get lost in it, to see the world for what it is, and I'm just too young to care. I'm just too young to care.
Coming to the stage all the way from the Gas House. Give it up for Scott Louder and the Vapors.
When the moon's eyes are open wide and winter's found its home, two hearts race like fireflies, greeting the night, greeting the night. I've stumbled so far to justify your.
We gonna get up and get hyped for the Hawthorns.
Alarm's going off and it's 5:30. These mornings always seem to come around so early. Got to find a way to get up out of this rat race they call a hustle. But the mail's still coming and the bills are due. Got to toe the line just to make it through. Keep your eyes focused on the final prize, and until your dream is realized, you gotta keep on pushing. Moving forward. Come what may. Come what may. You gotta keep on pushing. Moving forward. Come what may. Come what may. You work as many jobs as you can find, stacking chips so one day you can buy you some peace of mind.
I'm a survivor. Victim no more. I don't identify anymore with being a victim. I'm a survivor. And I thank programs like this that bring awareness to this epidemic, because that's what this has become, as an epidemic. Because it begins with young girls. With me, it began at 20. Actually, no, at 19. I was 19 when this started in my life. A lot of girls stay quiet about this, and we need to break that silence. We need to let them know that it's okay to speak up. Sometimes we feel stupid. We feel worthless, but that's what the abusers do. They make us feel like this, but we need to let these girls know that they're powerful.
I was introduced to this man by his mom. I thought, oh, this is great, this is great. We ended up having a child together. We broke up a couple of times, got back together a couple of times. He didn't want me to have any other male friends. And that's a sign of controlling. A lot of times women think, oh, he just loves me, he doesn't want me to be around other men. But that was the major flag for me, is that was controlling. It came to a point where when we had a child together, my son was 1.5, he ended up coming to, he took our child out of the house and left with him to kidnap him. He had came back because he had left his wallet in the closet and I didn't know it. And he kept trying to get in at the back door, banging at the door, let me in, let me in, let me in. I said no. And so I'm on the phone calling the police, where you at, where you at, hurry up. It seemed like it was just taking forever, but it was really just minutes. And I thought he was leaving to go to his car to leave again, but he was actually going to the car to get something to come out. And he comes up to the door with the hammer and he says, you're going to let me in this house. I'm praying out to God, please just save me. And he's bashing through the door with the hammer, and I thought I was going to die. And as that very moment, as I'm just screaming out to God, I'm just like, God, please. The police come and arrest him, and I did get a restraining order in child custody, but it's just very, very important that if you are in those type of situations, get to know what domestic violence is, find out what the signs of an abuser are, get some counseling, get some help.
The reality of this thing is that some people don't get to tell their stories. There are some victims that didn't get to make it out tonight because they're no longer with us. So I stand here today in honor of my mother, who was a victim of domestic violence. So just to share a little bit of my story, I grew up in a home where domestic violence was just prevalent. It happened every day, it seemed like. My mom's boyfriend beat her all the time. And it was just somewhat the norm for us because we knew every day it was going to happen. They would get to fighting and he would put us out of the house. Some nights we would have to sleep out in the cold, and we would have to steal people's laundry off the lines in order to be warm. And so she had actually made him leave the house. And he had been gone for several weeks, maybe even a month. I'm not exactly sure how long, but he had been gone for a while. So this particular night, he came to the house and he banged on the door and he asked to come in, and my mother said, no, you can't come in, and she wouldn't allow him to come in. And just within seconds, he kicked the door in. And when he kicked the door in, he came into the bedroom where we were. And all of a sudden, he turned to the window that we had open for lights. And when he turned to the window, my youngest sister says, "Him got a knife." And it was just in that moment and just that quick, he began to stab my mother. And he stabbed her repeatedly and over again. And every time he would thrust that knife into her, blood from her body would splash up on my shirt. And I could feel my shirt getting wet from her blood. And all I could hear my mother say was, "Theto, please, don't let my children see me die." He stabbed her over and over again. Finally, when he was done, he said, he let us go. And we ran out of the house and went and got help. And he put her on the back porch and covered her up with boxes and clothes and everything. So we couldn't even find her when we came back to the house to get her. But all of a sudden she began to moan and groan. And my youngest sister said, "You know, I hear," and they found her. My cousin came. This is after we get to my dad's house. My cousin came to the house, and I remember laying in the bed, and he tapped me. He said, "Pam," he said, "your mama's gone. She died last night." I'm 8 years old. My youngest sister's 6. My oldest sister's 9, and my brother's 10. And I lay there and I thought, I don't know whether to be sad that my mom is gone, or am I happy that she don't have to go through what she's been going through anymore. A lot of times the kids, we fall through the cracks and we get help for the victims, and we want everybody to be helped. Yes, we do. But we want you guys to remember the children as well. Because even though I didn't wear the black eyes that my mom wore, I felt the pain that she felt. When she slept outside at night, I was right there with her. And the next morning, I would have to get up and go to school with the same dirty clothes that I had on the day before. So we go through this, and the children are victimized just as much as the victim. That's why awareness for everybody is so important.
Icons of self-indulgence, just what we all need. More lies about a world that never was and never will be. Have you no shame? Don't you see me? You know you've got everybody fooled. Look, here she comes now, bow down and stare in wonder.